attention, okay, to every word. Beautiful. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight, I want to welcome every one of you in tonight's meeting. Tonight is going to be amazing. All right. Tonight, you're going to understand how BNB Ocean functions, and you will be able to have the confidence to build this business after tonight's meeting. You'll be able to have the confidence to build this business tonight. All right. So let me quickly turn on. All right. Okay. All right. So once more, if you can see my screen, can you tap on the emoji once more? If you can see my screen once more, tap on the emoji once more. Just click on the emoji. Thank you, Mr. Karim. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is King Stambell, and tonight I want to share with you the next big wave. The next big wave after Binance Coin. The next big wave after Binance Coin. And I will take you on a ride on how this project is not just another coin. This is a complete revolution. Okay, it's a complete revolution that begins under the surface. From AI precision to unstoppable liquidity, you need to understand a new era of BNB innovation is rising. The introduction of AI into this wonderful project. Let me take you on a ride to understand more. Now, the project we are talking about, look at the picture in front of you here. What does this picture tells you? I mean, it's talking to you about the crypto market cycle repeats, both a new Web3 trend is reshaping the landscape. I mean, talking about animal tokens, meme tokens, I mean, all those kind of gaming tokens and all that, you know. What we are trying to let you understand here from the picture you are seeing here is that we are not talking about liquidity tokens, or maybe the language that other people knows it as shit coins. People knows it as shit coins, liquidity tokens. We're not talking about meme tokens, meme coins here, you know. No, we are talking about a project that has use case, a project that has a use case, a project that is not undergoing a pre-sale, just an ICO. Pre-sale is not bad, okay? So, but we are talking about a project that is already evolving, okay? A project that is already evolving. Go to your YouTube. Everybody is talking about Ocean BNB. You need to understand that this is a complete revolution. All right. So let me take you through on some of the BNB outperformed. Some of the things that BNB has done, just to give you a clue, because the token we are talking about here is Ocean BNB, and Ocean BNB is pairing with BNB. As a matter of fact, it's mirroring BNB. All right. So now, if you take a look back in the last all-time high of BNB, as a matter of fact, BNB did even above what you are seeing on my screen right now, which is above $1,131. BNB went as high as $1,300. Let me give you a just brief history of BNB. In 2017, BNB started. That was when BNB started at the price of $0.03. That was absolutely less than 5 cents, absolutely less than 1 cent. It started at $0.03. Now, when they started, they don't have their own blockchain. They were making use of Ethereum blockchain. Now, they began to go. I mean, some persons were like watching them, you know, just like many people are being skeptical of Ocean BNB. Like I said the last time, it is normal for you to be skeptical. I mean, you have the right to be skeptical. But if you continue to be skeptical for a very long time, that is dangerous. That's why many people still remain at a spot where they are. Okay, it's good that you be skeptical, but please don't waste time. Don't remain being skeptical. When BNB started, many people were skeptical. You and I sitting here listening to me right now, you know yourself. You know that you were skeptical in 2017. Many people, if they open their mouth and tell you their experience with BNB, are telling you that you are going to be shocked with what they are going to tell you. But I tell you something, can you leave that history behind? because history is about to repeat itself again with Ocean BNB. The question is, what is your mindset then, and what is your mindset right now? That's what we're talking about. BNB launched in 2017 with a total supply of 200 million. And as a matter of fact, they launched at even in fact, $0.03. They were using Ethereum blockchain. At a point, they now came up with their own blockchain, which is the Binance Smart Chain. As time goes on, they also came up with their own DEX, which is decentralized exchange. Now, let me take you on a ride so that we don't waste time too much. Why BNB became a crypto giant? BNB turned ordinary investors, guys, into multi-millionaires. There are people that have been hearing this word, this particular word, millionaire, 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 and yet they are not yet a millionaire in dollars. Can you take pen and paper and write it on the wall of your house? I must be a millionaire through Ocean BNB. Write it. Every morning when you wake up, repeat it, say it to yourself. Speak life into yourself. There are people, somebody came to my DM today, I was blasting this person back and front, back and front. The person was like, everything was about negativity, 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 negativity. I was like, do you think that everything is about negativity? There are some of us that have seen failure. We have also seen success. So why not speak positivity? Okay, that you are complaining that this project failed you yesterday. I am not complaining. Does not mean that your failure is bigger than my own, because when I open my mouth to tell you about how I have failed also, you will know that you are just joking with what you are talking about. No, we decided to learn from those things. We decided to move forward. We don't want to be stuck at a place. We don't want to get that mediocratic mindset. We want to move forward. So we decided not to talk about it. We decided to speak positivity into our lives. That's exactly how I want everybody on this call to think about here. We have once failed. We have once failed in different things, but history is always repeating itself. And men and women keep repeating the same skepticism and keep sticking on the same skepticism. Keep telling stories upon stories, stories upon stories. This is an opportunity in our hands. This BNB was built on the Binance ecosystem, the world's largest crypto exchange. Go and read the history of BNB. Now, they have a real world utility, just like what Ocean BNB is doing right now. Used for trading fees, token bonds, NFTs, DeFi. The same thing with Ocean BNB. I don't know if you heard what I said clearly. Write it down. Write what I just said. Ocean BNB is mirroring BNB. You need to understand that. Global community of over 120 million. I'm talking about BNB. As we speak right now, BNB Ocean is having over 1 million community. Now, why BNB stand out from other cryptocurrencies? You need to understand this. Why am I even telling you this? I know some of you already know too much that you are going to say, can you please skip this particular place? Hello, please. There are people that have zero knowledge on this. And I want to make sure they understand the grassroots of why we are talking about Ocean BNB. So I'm not going to skip this place because they need to understand why BNB stand out. They need to understand that BNB is the strong utility within Binance global ecosystem. Regular token bonds, meaning that the more you use their DEX, which is their decentralized exchange, the more these tokens are being bought. And the more these tokens are being bought, the more values are changing. Values are changing, backed up by real world use cases. Now, strategic integration in both DeFi. DeFi simply means decentralized finance. In metaverse, how many of you love metaverse? Another kind of word. Now, and even Web3 applications, these are the things that make BNB to stand out. You need to have this understanding so that when we are introducing you to some certain things in the BNB Ocean, you'll be able to appreciate it. Now, what is perpetual trading? Listen, delving into the fundamentals on perpetual trading. Let's talk about this perpetual trading because BNB Ocean actually have a perpetual trading, concept. No expiry dates, Hold your position indefinitely as long as you meet the margins requirement. Leverage, control substantial positions with a smaller amount of capital. That's one beautiful thing about this. That is, you have the ability to leverage by putting in a small amount of capital and holding. Thereby, you are going to hold a substantial position with just a very little amount of money. Fundamental mechanism, anchor to spot prices through funding rates, paying, receiving fees based on contract, asset, price differences. You need to understand this perpetual trading. Now, an example of it, an example of a token that also has the same roadmap, the same mirror image, just like what we have here in Ocean BNB, is the OCEX. OCEX is already listed. OCEX is already in the public market. Go and look at what CZ talked about OCEX token. Go and look at what CZ talked about OCEX token. I mean, go to your Google and type. OCEX was launched in 2024, just last year, from the merger. Go and look at OCEX. This particular token has paid people over 900% profit. That is absolutely incredible. Guys, now it was launched in 2024 from the merger of Asteros and APX Finance. Is a multi-chain, listen, underline that word, multi-chain, decentralized exchange supporting BNB Ocean, as in BNB chain, rather, Ethereum, Arbitrum, and even Solana. It offers spot and perpetual trading. It offers both spot trading and perpetual trading with leverage up to even 1001 through its 1001x mode. The OCEX token has a max supply. The total supply of OCEX is still 8 billion. It has a total supply of 8 billion. How many of you know the total supply of Ocean BNB? I am going to show you in a short while. We are talking of OCEX. If OCEX can have a total supply of 8 billion, distributed as 53.5% airdrop, they distributed up to 53.5% airdrop. Now, I am going to show you how many percentage airdrop Ocean BNB is distributing. I need you to pay maximum attention to details. Please, you need to pay attention to details. OCEX distributed about 53.5% as an airdrop of their token in 2024. 30% community stroke ecosystem. 30% went to the community. Now, 7% went to the treasury, 5% to the team, and 4.5% to liquidity and listing. You need to understand this. This bullet point, I am going to show you how Ocean BNB also looks like. Now, pay attention. I just said something to you about CZ. Look at what CZ talked about OCEX. Oh, it's a new flash. OCEX team bought 100 million OCEX, which is about 160 million US dollars just before the crash. Can you imagine that? Go and look at how many quantity that OCEX has done, how many percentage OCEX has given people back in 2024. We are talking about Ocean BNB now. Some people don't want to buy. Some people are looking at, they're being skeptical. Listen, the fact remains that if you're afraid of investing your money here, and somebody said, okay, I don't want this, let me take my money to conventional businesses that people see. People have started a physical business and their business crumbled and their money went away. Nothing. So I need to tell you, like I told somebody asked me, are you sure? I said, no. If I answer you that question, then I will be unprofessional. Okay? I will be unprofessional in this crypto space. I need to let you understand why you need to invest by looking at some bullet points. We call them bullet points. Some analytics that makes Ocean BNB a good risk for you to take. You heard me right. A good risk for you to take. Now, in September 2025, the global perpetual decentralized exchange market achieved a record-breaking of $1.1 trillion in total trading volume. Can you imagine? Among all platforms, OceanDEX emerged as the clear leader, capturing nearly half of the entire market share with an astonishing $420 billion to $493 billion in monthly trading. Can you imagine that, guys? Over $400 billion this Asta established just last year in their monthly trading. Can you imagine how crazy it is that people went and invested into this token? Listen, can I tell you something? Congratulations to you and I that we are the first set of people to buy into the origin, into the source, into the foundation of Ocean BNB. You don't know what you are holding. Some people, I had some people come to my DM. They did not even stake the Ocean BNB. They came to my DM and asking me how they are going to withdraw or claim their free airdrop. And I said, of course, Ocean BNB want to satisfy you, and they brought out their contract address. If you go to your back office, to the last very end of your back office, you will see the contract address. Copy it and go to any decentralized exchange, Trust Wallet, MetaMask, Token Pocket, Exodus, Mat Wallet. Go to any decentralized wallet, paste that contract address there. You can claim that free airdrop of 5 pieces. But guess what? It has not been launched in the public market. So it's just going to stick there until they launch it in the public market. But if I may give you my 2 cents, my 2 cents is very, very expensive. I will tell you to leave it there. Very, very expensive. I will tell you to leave it there. But nevertheless, you can as well buy into the staking and be getting staking reward. That staking reward, you can actually withdraw in BEP of USDT and enjoy yourself. And you can as well get commissions because they brought up a structure for them to be able to build community, thereby rewarding their community. Now, let me share with you some certain things. Let me not bug your head too much. I don't want to disturb your mental state with this diagram. For those of you, I don't like this diagram. Of course, we understand these candlesticks, but I don't want to bug your head. This is just an example of the candlestick, the movement, either 1 day trading, daily trading, or weekly trading, or whatever you want to call it, or 5 minutes trading, or 1 hour trading of the candlestick of Asta. Asta is still in the public market. If you want to check out about Asta, please go to coinmarketcap.com. Can someone help me to type on the chat coinmarketcap.com or type on the chat coingecko.com? These are the 2 public markets where you can check. It's a public domain. It's not hidden, guys. It's not hidden. It's a public domain. So please go to that public domain and type Asta. Okay. Now you can check. Go to their historic statistics, and then you can see the all-time high and all-time low, and you'll be able to see what this Asta, how many percentage this Asta has actually given people, so that you will appreciate coming into Ocean BNB at this early stage of 15 cents. At this early stage of 15 cents, so that you'll be able to appreciate. For those of you that are bought, you can go over and add to whatever you have bought. It is your own decision to make. I do tell people, any decision you make, it is left for you. All right, very important. If you have missed BNB Ocean, if you have missed BNB, please don't miss BNB Ocean. That's my candid advice. Okay, so the next big thing we have right now is what we call the BNB Ocean. BNB Ocean is a combination. BNB Ocean is a combination of both Binance, which is BNB, OceanDEX, including artificial intelligence, AI. All these things all together make up BNB Ocean. Because in BNB Ocean, everything about BNB is inside BNB Ocean. Everything about Asta is inside BNB Ocean. And what we introduce also, artificial intelligence also, is also included in BNB Ocean. Guys, this is absolutely amazing, guys. See, when I see a project, when I see a calculated risk, I always smile to it. Because I want to dive into it immediately, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, an introduction to BNB Ocean. It's not just a token. It's a complete revolution of decentralized intelligence. An ecosystem designed to merge technology, liquidity, because whatever you're talking about, liquidity is very, very important. Who agrees with me on that? Who agrees with me? Liquidity is very important. And human community, very important. Into one living digital ocean. where you can fish out a lot of things. In a world where traditional blockchain competes with dominance, BNB Ocean stands apart as a self-adaptive, AI-powered multi-chain ecosystem that learns, balances, and grows perpetually. You need to understand this is BNB Ocean, guys. Let us talk about the core philosophy, okay? Let us talk about the core philosophy. Now, BNB Ocean was born from a single principle to give decentralization just a brain, guys. Every blockchain so far has been static, program, rules, and manually governance. But BNB Ocean, now, I don't know if you, please, I need you to underline this word. Listen, to give decentralization a brain. Now, underline this word. Every blockchain so far has been static, something that is not moving, static. Program have been static programmed rules, static programmed rules, and manual governance. Underline that word, manual governance. But BNB Ocean changes that by integrating AI, artificial intelligence, at the core of its liquidity. At the core of its liquidity, governance, and scalability layers. You need to understand that. What this simply means is that the ecosystem thinks for itself. That's what it means. The ecosystem thinks for itself. It balances scarcity and expansion automatically. It adapts to market, user flows, and liquidity shifts. You need to understand that artificial intelligence is the order of the trading, is the order of the day in Ocean BNB. Now let's look at the vision. Of course, one of the vision is global inclusion, AI governance, multi-chain interoperability, and perpetual liquidity, community at the core. The ocean belongs to its people. This is absolutely the vision of Ocean BNB. Now, let's move further. The technology. BNB Ocean operates through a 3-layer. Now, number one is Ocean layer, which is the core protocol, the intelligence layer, which is the AI engine, okay? Now, and the perpetual layer. Now, you need to understand these 3 things, technologies. But let me not bug you. I'm just giving you these things for the sake of you understanding how magnified this project Ocean BNB really is. All right, now let's talk about the Ocean layer core protocol, the fundamental smart layer, managing all liquidity flows and asset transfers. It uses real-time data analytics to balance token bonds. Means, listen, even the token, even the staking reward that you get in OCEX, you don't get it because there is a trade, you get it through minting. And the AI is also controlling some of these things. It uses real-time data analytics to balance token bonds, mint, and market depths. Now, ensuring consistent movement and stability across chains. Now, the perpetual layer, at the heart of BNB Ocean lies OCEX, the perpetual token, okay, designed to represent continuous value creation. OCEX is the bridge between participation and prosperity. You need to understand this fact. Very simple. Used for governance, trading, liquidity, and rewards, which you and I are already getting. Every transaction makes the ocean stronger. Now, what they are trying to explain to you here is that by the time you see the decentralized exchange, which is the DEX, that is going to be launched, by the time you see the DEX, every transaction that will be going on in the DEX leads to what? Lead to stronger of that token, OCEX. The more there is a transaction, the more there is a burning. The more there is a burning, the more value is increasing. You need to understand this fact. OceanDEX, the intelligent flows of decentralized liquidity. This is very, very important. Now, let me talk about the overview and so many things you need to understand. Let's dive straight into the Ocean BNB, this OCEX, the intelligent asset of BNB Ocean. Now, you need to understand that we started at 15 cents. Yes, it is written here, launching at a strategic entry price of 15 cents. But as we speak, the price is already 0.15, I think 0.1521. Okay, so the price is changing. The price is changing. Are you going to flow with the change, or are you going to just sit down the look? You know what they call sit down the look? Now, let's dive straight into Ocean BNB, the token itself. Now, first of all, the name is BNB Ocean. The ticker, which is the abbreviation, is OCEX. Okay, the total supply is 200 million. Okay, 200 million. This is way too small, guys. If Asta has a total supply of 8 billion, and Asta can do this in just a matter of few months, imagine what Ocean BNB can do with a total supply of just 200 million, guys. If many of us, you and I, seated here tonight, we are told that BNB, right from 2007 to 2017, when it was at just $0.03, that is going to shoot up to $600, is going to shoot up to $600 in 2021. In 2021, many of you might not believe this, guys. Now, first of all, the mechanism, dynamic bond plus intelligent minting. OCEX is engineered to remain alive and balanced forever. It grows when needed, bonds when unexpected. Of course, what do you expect? When each of the transactions lead to burning, each of the burning lead to increase in the value of the token. Of course, this is what you expect. Now, let's talk about why and how the price will grow. First, the dynamic daily reward mechanism. OCEX introduces a smart yield engine that adjusts daily staking reward based on real-time trading volume, users' growth, and liquidity inflow. As activity increases, so do reward also increases. You need to understand this. Deflection through continuous burn. Every withdrawal transactions triggers an automatic burn. Can you imagine that? Every withdrawal, for those of you shouting withdraw, any withdrawal that is being done triggers a burning of that token and permanently reducing the circulating supply, which is the 200 million, while maintaining token utility, less supply plus growing demand. Now, let's talk about liquidity expansion. Each trade on the OceanDEX, which is the decentralized exchange, or BNB Oceans. Now, BNB Ocean AI Power Perpetual DEX generate transactional volume that flows back into the token itself, fueling both the staking pools and deflection cycles. The more the DEX grows, the stronger the token becomes. The entire ecosystem utility integration. Now, OCEX isn't a passive token. It's not just a passive token. No, it powers every mechanism. Okay, it powers every mechanism of Ocean BNB, staking, referrals, leadership ranks, and trading reward, continuous usage. Every multiple functions ensures deep liquidity and consistent token velocity, guys. This is absolutely, you need to understand the utility of this token. So it powers everything. It's not just a passive income. Now, let's talk about the prior growth model. Now, BNB started at nearly zero. Thank God they mentioned nearly, because I knew when BNB was at $0.03 and grew up to $600 in 2021. Plus through exchange expansion and ecosystem integration. Now, OCEX flows a similar foundation. When you hear this, please, does this ring a bell in your head? Does this ring a bell in your head? Because if it does not, I myself speaking to you, it does not just ring a bell. This one rings an alarm in my head that it flows a similar foundation, meaning that you need to hold. Now, let me say this. Regardless of whether BNB Ocean, regardless of any token that you might know, let me tell you the fundamentals you need to understand in crypto. The fundamentals you need to understand in crypto is this. No day trader is a billionaire in crypto. You don't hear anybody that have made billions and billions of dollars in crypto and the person is a day trader. No. The only people that you hear about that have made, oh, this guy, he made so much money in crypto. Do you know that he bought a token for $500 and $500 turned into $5 million US? They are only holders. Hold. You know the language in crypto. HDOL, hold. You need to hold it. Hold it, guys. So holders are the only people that can turn $500 into 5 million US dollars. Not day traders, not those that want to eat meat pie. They want to eat meat pie, I mean, in the next 5 minutes. No, they are only holders. So after tonight's presentation, you are going to use your tongue to count your teeth to understand what you are doing. Every decision you make, you are liable to your decision. That is it. Don't say that King Campbell has told you. No, you have to make that decision yourself. But I just have to tell you these 2 cents on how the Ocean BNB works. Let's talk about the token flow now. Now, the burning mechanism. A portion of every transaction is permanently removed from the circulation, making scarcity. When there is scarcity in the token, what do you think that is going to happen? Businessmen and women, you understand your law of demand and supply, your business. Of course, value will increase. Intelligent minting. When liquidity falls below a safety level, new OCEX is minted. When liquidity falls below a safety level, new token is minted, integrating intelligently to sustain the debt, not inflation, but adaptation. Now let's talk about the perpetual equilibrium. The supply adjusts in harmony with the network activity and community scale. You need to understand this. Now let's talk about the token distribution, guys. Let's talk about the token distribution. Now, on the token distribution, it will interest you to know that only 200 million quantity are being distributed. Let's look at how these 200 million are being broken down. I don't know if this ring a bell or if this ring an alarm. Now, but let me tell you this. Just 10% of this 200 million is being given out as an airdrop, which is just 20 million. How many people do you think that 20 million quantity can actually go around the whole world? Because a time will come whereby this 20 million will be consumed. That is when you will hear that there is no more airdrop. For those of you who are registering people, as you register somebody, you get 5 pieces of that token. I mean, that person gets 5 pieces of the token. You yourself get 3 pieces of the token. Even before you stake your money into it, you are getting, just because you register somebody, you are getting 3 pieces of that token right now. Now, can I tell you something? That person you registered that got 5 pieces of this token, and you that got 3 pieces of this token, all of you are collecting from that community airdrop of just 20 million. Now, what does that ring bell in your head? What it simply means is that a time will come, you will register somebody, you will not get any airdrop. They will tell you the airdrop is finished. Are you getting the point here right now? A time will come, you will register somebody, and that time is very, very short. Don't think it's next year. Don't think it's maybe ending of next year. It could be next week. It could be 2 weeks' time. It could be in a month's time. It could be in 2 months' time. I don't know. But whatever you are doing, be very smart. Keep registering people and keep collecting a quantity of this token. Because the more you register someone, the more you get 3 pieces of the token, the person gets 5 pieces. Now, a time will come whereby this 20 million will be consumed. When you register someone, you are not getting any airdrop. It's going to finish. Now, 60% of this 200 million will be given out in the staking, which is 120 million quantity. That simply means that they have also calculated. A time will come where this staking will get to a point. Listing will be the next thing that you are going to be seeing. Listing will be the next thing. That simply means that the quantity you have at hand is what is going to determine with the price that will be listed in the public market. Now, my question to you is this. How many quantity do you want to have? You have the opportunity to use some certain money that I'm going to show you to buy yourself a certain quantity of the token. As we speak right now, from the first day that BNB Ocean was launched, if you buy just $50, you are having 333 pieces. Right now, if you buy $50, you are not having that 333 pieces. No, the quantity has reduced because the price has gone up. Now, you look at 10% goes into the liquidity pools, 5% development and team, 10% marketing and partnership, 5% reserve and treasury. Now, let's go straight into the growth model and future projection. Now, every project must have a roadmap. It must have a roadmap. That's why you are seeing this. This is the roadmap. Now, on this roadmap, 2025 is projected that this token, Ocean BNB, OCEX, should hit 15 cents, which we are already in it. And there's a projection that the estimated market cap should be $100 million. We're heading there, guys. Heading there. Do we have community up to 1 million? Yes, we are heading there. Now, there's a projection that in 2026, this token should hit $100. Can I tell you something? Can I help you with a certain mindset? We're talking about 2026 of $100, but can I help you with a certain mindset? Can you think about $10? Can you think about $10? Can you imagine if you are able to buy this token at 15 cents and this token turns just $10? Have the mindset of $10. Then, when you have the mindset of $10, and you already know that definitely this token is going to hit $100. Just like in 2017, Bitcoin was just at $3,000 in 2017. In 2021, Bitcoin made its all-time high of about $21,000. In 2025, Bitcoin made its all-time high of over $100,000. Now, when I call on you and I said, Mr. Agape, Mr. Obukowo, can I tell you something? That in the next bull run, that Bitcoin is going to hit $1 million, and somebody is going to say, no, it's a lie. No, it's a lie. Do you know that Bitcoin will hit $100,000 in 2025? How many of you believe that? Now, Bitcoin will definitely get there. Now, look at BNB. Do you know that in 2025 that BNB can make that parabolic movement? We call it parabolic movement. That kind of movement to over $1,000 for one BNB. Now imagine this opportunity, Ocean BNB, and somebody is still being skeptical. I mean, it's your cup of tea, guys. It's your cup of tea if you are being skeptical. But I'm just giving you 2 cents. You need to end that skepticism and look at the fact here. Look at the fact. You don't discharge what you don't know, okay? You can only discharge what you know. In 2027, the projection is $500. In 2035, the projection is $3,000. Let me move away from here. But can I tell you something, guys? Do you know that even before 2030, that this token can even hit more than $3,000? I can give you multiple examples of tokens. I don't want to start calling tokens. I can call multiple tokens that made a parabolic, unbelievable movement in just 5 months. In just 5 months. Guys, let me tell you something. One big mistake you will do is to doubt crypto. Don't joke with crypto. Don't doubt crypto, guys. All right? So every opportunity has its own. You need to understand that. Now, let's look at the future token projection of this token. It means that if you're able to buy $50 right now, if you're able to purchase for $50 right now, you are going to be having 333 pieces. But of course, this quantity has now reduced. This quantity has now reduced, and it will keep reducing, and it will keep reducing. Some people will keep watching. Some people will give excuses. This is very important for you to understand. That means when this token hits $100, your 333 pieces of this token turns into $33,300. What it simply means that if you are able to hold, how many of you have the mindset to hold? Can I tell you something? If I ask some of you here, if you have had like 20 pieces of Bitcoin in 2017, and Bitcoin went as high as $50,000, would you have sold or would you have still be holding it? I know, let's tell ourselves the truth. Many of you will say you would have sold it. Same thing with myself. I'll tell you that. Don't deceive yourself. You would have sold it. But if you have the mentality of holding for a very long time, then you need to be examined because you are an extraordinary person. That's why I told you that only holders are the people that makes billions and billions in this space. But let me tell you something. Imagine if you have $1,000. Imagine if you have $1,000. That's over 6,000 pieces of this token. Imagine when this token turns $100. That means over $500,000. Over $500,000 is what you are going to be having. This is absolutely amazing. let's move further. Let me now dive you into some certain things you need to understand. Now, BNB Ocean AI staking ecosystem. Now, it will interest you to know that it is AI that is staking here. AI controls the staking reward. Let me take you straight into the staking reward so that you understand some certain features here. Now listen, on the staking reward, it will interest you to know there are two kinds of staking here. When you buy either from between $50 to $50,000, you can either stake for 9 months or you can stake for 18 months. All right, you can either stake for 9 months or you stake for 18 months. Now, when you stake for when you decide you want to start with $50, now listen, and you stake for 18 months, you'll get between 6 to 8%. So to interest you to know that 18 months staking is actually a long time lockup, but a higher percentage. While the 9 months staking is actually a shorter lockup, but a lower percentage. So you have to make that your own profound decision. All right. So now, if you start with $500, for example, and you stake $500, of course, you have seen the quantity that you are going to have. That is over 3,000 pieces of that token. It will interest you to know that if you stake for 18 months, you are going to be getting between 9 to 11%. Now, this percentage you are seeing here is not on the total month. No, it's on the monthly basis. On the monthly basis. This monthly basis is going to be broken down into daily basis. I am going to show you a picture that will interest you. Now, listen up. Let's go with the $500, for example. If you stake $500, of course, at the price of 15 cents, you are going to be having 3,333 pieces. Now, for the monthly staking reward, you are going to be having between 9 to 11%. Now, but when we broke it down into the monthly OCEX, that is total number of tokens of OCEX you are going to be getting, that's about 367 pieces of it. Now, if you break it down into the daily token that you're going to be getting, because here, OCEX will reward you, staking reward, daily. You are going to be having 12 pieces of this token on a daily basis. 12 pieces on a daily basis. Of course, in 18 months later, it means that you have acquired over 6,000 pieces of this token. Now, while your capital quantity is still intact. Oh my God, this is absolutely amazing. Now, there are 3 important wallets that you can receive, okay, your stake reward. Now, first of all, 3 ways you can actually withdraw your staking reward, because once you lock up, okay, once you lock up your staking reward that is coming out on a daily basis, you can actually withdraw that particular one. Now, you can either decide that you want to lock it up, okay, choose to compound your token, okay. Now, that means you are holding for a long time because you are projecting the value, okay, to a certain level before you can be able to sell. Number 2, you can decide to unlock it. Now, what do? You can decide to receive OCEX token. You can hold them till it hits your targeted price and sell them. That you can decide to unlock them. That means you can withdraw it, okay? Now, you can also decide that you want to swap it. You can also decide you want to swap it. Right now, if you are swapping into USDT or BEP token, okay? USDT or BEP token. Because when the DEX, when the decentralized exchange starts, it's going to be paired with BNB. It's going to be paired with BNB. It's all, I'm very sure it's also going to be paired with USDT, which is our stable coin. Okay, so you need to understand that. So let's now dive straight into some things you need to understand about the business. Now, what I'm about to share with you here, all right, please look up here, guys. What I'm about to share with you here is actually a system that Ocean BNB has created for you and I to be able to gather more of this token, and in doing that, you are going to be rewarded. In doing that, you are going to be rewarded. Of course, this is not a bad thing, okay? To bring out a system, a reward system, whereby you are sharing these opportunities to someone else to join. Every project did that. Asta did that. BNB did that. You need to understand. So you will be rewarded. Now, look up here. We call this particular bonus the network growth amplifier. Now, what does this mean? I don't know if you understand the network growth amplifier. Now, this network growth amplifier is very simple. First of all, If you share your link, rewarding network strength and leadership with scalable referral income. That means when you refer somebody into Ocean BNB, first of all, you are being rewarded by what we call the network growth amplifier, NGA. Now, first of all, there's what we call self top-up, meaning that that person you refer directly, the staking reward of that person, you are getting what we call the smart yield match, which is 15%. I am going to break that in for you. I'm going to break that. 15% on your first level generation, second level 12%, down to your 10th generation 8%. Like I did the last presentation, I would like to keep it simple, not to bug your head. What I normally tell my team to do is this. Don't think of, oh, I want to read. No, you can go ahead. If you know you want to gather more of this quantity, more of this token. Now, can you do me a favor? Can you just get 10% that you are going to share your link with? Just 10%, 10%. You can get angry and say, what, King Standard, what are you talking about? I want to register 20%. That's fantastic. You are very smart. If you do that, you are too smart. Now, you can do that by registering just 10% directly. If you do that, I am telling you that a lot of quantity of this token you are going to be bagging on. Let's dive straight into some certain things that will interest you. Now, let's look at the network growth, the NGA properly, how it breaks down. I'm only going to use $1,000 to give you that example. Okay, sorry, $500 to give you that example. I'll use $500 to give you that example. If you have at least 1,000 team under you, what that does, what it simply means is this. Now let me explain to you. Let me go back to this page. What it simply means is this. Now look up on this network growth amplifier NGA. You need to balance two things. First of all, if you're able to accumulate up to a certain level, okay, if you're able to accumulate up to a certain level, let's say 1,000 team or $500 stake per level, okay, up to 1,000. Now, if each gets 12 OCEX on a daily basis, that means that each of these 1,000 is going to be getting about 12,000 OCEX. All right. Now let's look at the network growth bonus per level. On each level, 10%. If you look at the percentage, that is on 1,000. Now let's look at what you will get per level daily. That is about 1,200 of this token. In a month, that's about 36,000. That's about 36,000, guys. And when you break that into 9 months or 18 months, you know the possibility of, do you know what it means for you to be earning a certain percentage from every staking reward that your entire team is getting? From every staking reward that your entire team is getting on a daily reward because you did a particular thing, because you are building a team. This is absolutely what it is. Let's talk about the Apex leadership framework. On this particular one, this is one of the craziest that I have seen. One of the craziest that I have seen. Let me explain to you the Apex leadership framework. On the Apex leadership framework, like I told you, don't disturb yourself by, oh, I need to register one. No, just get 10% registered directly. And the rest, you start working on them. You can get angry and register 20%. Like for me, I want to register like 100% directly. No, that's what I want to do, guys. You can decide to do the same thing, or you can decide to do even more than what I'm thinking about. Now, let's talk about the first rank on the Apex leadership framework, which is the Wave Initiator. If you accumulate a total business volume, that is the total number of money that your entire team has put into the staking, is $10,000. Once it accumulates up to $10,000, and for you to qualify for this Apex leadership framework, this $10,000 must come from 3 different legs. That is 3 different directs. That means in the ratio of 40, 40, 20. Let me explain that. If you break $10,000 into 3 ratios of 40, 40, 20, what does that mean? It simply means $4,000 must come from one leg, $4,000 must come from second leg, while $2,000 must come from the third leg, making a total of $10,000. If that is done, now listen attentively. If that is done, what it simply means is that your entire team that make up that $10,000, your entire team, their staking reward, that is the reward they are getting from their staking on a daily basis, you are going to be collecting 15% of it till their staking, as long as their staking period still continues. Whether those that stake for 9 months or those that stake for 18 months, as long as their staking period still continue to collect, they still receive their staking reward on a daily basis. You are going to continually on a daily basis be receiving 15% of their staking reward on a daily basis till their elapsed staking reward period. I know that somebody's mind is blown up already. Your mind is blown up already. Now look up here now. That is for the wave initiator. As time proceeds, you want to be very aggressive and you are able to accumulate a business volume of $25,000. Now listen up. If you do that, what this simply means is that you need to have 5 directs. Out of these 5 directs, all that is required of you is that two persons out of the 5 direct, 2 persons out of the 5 direct, one from your left, one from your right. Each of them must be a wave initiator, which is the rank 1. Each of them must be on the rank 1, which is the wave initiator. If that is done, now listen, if that is done, what it simply means is that you are going to be getting, all right, excuse me, I have to mute someone. Please, Baluku, mute your mic, please. So if that is done, what it simply means is that, excuse me, what it simply means is that you are going to be getting 25% of all their staking reward on a daily basis until their staking reward, or their staking period elapses. 25%. However, there is some little things that you need to understand about this Apex reward. Anytime any of your team approaches you on the rank, let's say for example you are on the current builder, 2nd rank, and any of your team be on the wave initiator, the percentage that you are supposed to be getting will be reducted. How? They are going to subtract the present percentage you are supposed to get with the 1st rank percentage, and the balance is what they are going to pay you. But when that person also meets you on that same rank that you are, it means that you need to move a step ahead of that person so that you continue to receive your Apex leadership framework. Now listen. Don't get me misunderstood here. This bonus here is different from every other bonuses that have been mentioned here. You need to understand that this is an amazing reward that is being stated here. And this thing is being brought out just to make sure that the leaders are moving. Just to make sure that leaders are moving. Okay? Baluku, you need to mute your mic. Baluku, mute your mic. All right? Mute your mic, Baluku. All right, so I'm almost done with this presentation so that you're going to understand how this works. Another fantastic bonus that many people have started qualifying right now is the Prime Performance Incentive. The Prime Performance Incentive is amazing. The Prime Performance Incentive is amazing. On the Prime Performance Incentive, all you need to do is just a business volume of $5,000. This one is being paid in USDT or BEP20 network. Is being paid straight up. In fact, this one is like a monthly salary for you. If you get a business volume of $5,000, okay? All right. Now, with the ratio of 40-40-20, meaning that $2,000 from one leg, $2,000 from 2nd leg, $1,000 from the 3rd leg, making a total of $5,000. If that is done, $250 will be rewarded to you. And any month you maintain that same $5,000. Any month you maintain that same $5,000, $250 will continually be paid to you every single month. This is like monthly salary. I don't know if somebody is excited here. If you're excited with what you have heard so far, can you go to the group and type OCEX for me? Everybody go to the group and type OCEX. Go to the group and type OCEX. OCEX. Keep typing OCEX. Keep typing OCEX. Now, if you accumulate $12,500, $750 will be paid to you every single goddamn month, guys. This is absolutely amazing. Every single goddamn month, $750 will be paid to you. If you're in Nigeria, $750, my dear, is over $1 million naira. Every single month, over $1 million. Just because you built a business. I don't know which salary want to pay you this kind of money. That must be a very high job that you are doing. Okay, you need to understand that, guys. This is absolutely amazing. $750, and if you accumulate up to $30,000, $1,500 will be paid to you. I know of somebody already that has qualified for $10,000. I know of somebody already that has qualified $75,000. Guys, in just space of 1 week that Ocean BNB just started, you need to understand that this project is a complete revolution. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I can say to you is for you to secure your spot early enough that BNB Ocean is just 15 cents and reward in BNB and be part of this global DeFi transformation. All right. Like I said once more again, my name is King Stambel. I want to thank you for your time, for your patience, for listening to this presentation tonight. And I hope that you've gained a lot from this presentation tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time, for your patience. So if you got any question, I would like you to ask your questions. And this is where I am going to stop. All right. For tonight, this is where I'm going to